with your Sour Patch.
All right, guys, let's get started with our Team Tuesday call. I'm so excited to have Amanda Hamm with us tonight to just share her story and tell us a little bit about her Isagenix journey. As you guys saw, I posted in the business page, she had a transformation physically as well as financially. She is a 6-star Golden Circle, 4-star Crystal Executive, which means that she has reached up to 150 cycles within a single week. That's that first 6-star. Remember, each cycle is $54, so that's 150 times 54. 4-star Crystal Executive means she has created 4 personally enrolled executives. She was the 300th millionaire in Isagenix. And if you were at, this was in Nashville, wasn't it? Celebration in Nashville, right, Amanda? They just announced it there on stage. And brought Amanda up to stage as the 300th millionaire of the company. She was Start 1000, and she just recently was named the 2020 Spirit of Isagenix. So we're so excited to have you, Amanda. I would love for you to just start out kind of sharing a little bit about your story, how you got started with Isagenix, what made you take a look at the opportunity, and we'll just kind of go from there tonight.
Love it. I love it. Thank you, Gina. You guys are already awesome. I already love this team. So thank you for having me. I loved your updates, Gina. I'm like, oh man, I need to tell my team the same stuff. So a little bit about me. I actually want to know from you guys though first. I love to know my audience. So can you guys in the chat type a 1 if you were in this business, if it's been less than a year? Type a 1 in the chat because I'm just interested in knowing. Now I got to look at now I got to find the chat from my phone. I had it up. Oh, here we go. Chat 26. Oh, we got a lot of 1s. Hang on. I'm looking through my phone. Okay. This is cool. That's good to know. So if you've been in this business 2 years or longer, type a 2. I just want to know that too. I see some 2s pop up. Super cool. That's awesome. So a little bit about me, hearing the whole millionaire thing still sounds weird to me. I'm like, oh, it's awkward. I just like to be real building this business. I am who I am. I never will change. I'm vulnerable. I'm myself. And my biggest tip for people is just to continue to be you. You don't need to be anybody else but yourself. So it was 6 years in May that I was introduced to Isagenix. And just my super quick story. I was a new mom. I was going through a divorce, unfortunately. I don't know if any other moms have gone through a divorce, but it's not fun. It wasn't really what I chose in life, but it's all good. And I'm now happily remarried, but I never knew network marketing. I didn't even know what that meant. All I know is Gina and I have a mutual friend, Renee Schreidman, that you guys probably know. I'm sure she's trained before, maybe several times. I think Renee, she became a millionaire at, shoot, Gina, was that at NYKO?
Yes, she was announced at NYKO.
Okay. So Renee and I went to college, didn't really know each other in school, but I started to stalk her, you guys, we all know the drill. You start to kind of see people's posts and you're like, oh my God, she looks better every time I see a picture. What is she doing? And, probably like a lot of you start to really think about what you want for your life. And I had a good job. I was in healthcare consulting. I was working in a cube though. I was a new mom. I wanted to see my daughter. I was going through a divorce. I wanted more money. I wanted freedom. I wanted all of the things that I think we all deserve. And I just started daydreaming. How can I figure out a way to make unlimited income, but work from home and do what the F I want to do, right? And I didn't know what that looked like. Started stalking Renee, and it was like the perfect storm. It was like, she's like, I've never felt better. I'm like, well, you've never looked better. And it's annoying, this new mom, and what really got me is something that I'm going to share that I've now done from the beginning. And I think it's a missing component that a lot of people miss out on. And what I'm saying by that is Renee shared with me where she was going with this business. She let me know how great she felt. She let me know she's very, non-compliant because we're having these one-on-one conversations. It wasn't like she posted on Facebook. She's like, I have Crohn's disease. I've never felt better. All those things. I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing. but she said, I am going to be exceeding my corporate salary really soon. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And when she said those words to me, I was like, maybe this is what I'm looking for. And I went all in. And as we know, it doesn't really happen like that, right? Like, we're kind of, type a 3 in the chat if you came into Isagenix for the business. I would love just to see. I see a 3. I see a couple 3s, a few 3s. Wow, kind of okay. So a few 3 3s so far. So it's rare that happens, right? And to this day, I don't have people off the bat right away, or they're like, let's do this. But I was kind of one of those. I wanted to do this, and I wanted the freedom, and I was coachable from the beginning. But so fast forward to me consuming the products as a nursing mother, literally just never felt better. And I just started to share, and I just got messy. And, that's like the biggest thing with me is, you don't need to know all of the details to just do the damn thing. You don't need to know it all. In fact, I still don't want to know it all. Like, Gina just reminded me that I need to tell my team so many things that I just missed, because I'm not perfect, and I will never pretend to be put together and And it probably drives Renee a little crazy, but that's okay, because guess what? My style does not need to be who enrolled me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be exactly like everybody else. You get to be exactly who you are, and you just get to do it. And so the biggest thing with me is I just was open, and my product stories. When I was in college, I struggled with an eating disorder, and also in high school. And really, Isagenix gave me balance back. It gave me a non-diet way of just like looking at food differently. And so I'm open, and I think sometimes people can misconstrue vulnerability with overexposing themselves. You don't need to tell it all, guys. All right. You know what I mean? Like, some people, I'm like, it's okay to keep things private. You know what I mean? But I also believe that there's a layer of vulnerability that will attract people when you're not afraid to say who you are and what you've been through. And even just, I'm not a post and pray kind of girl. Everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say that, right? On social media, just posting and praying. There's so many ways to build this business. Mine is not posting and praying, but that is a big component. But I believe in showing who I am. So I have like random notes written down, you guys, because I knew we had a little bit of a time, and I want to be sensitive to you guys. This is normally a 30-minute call. So, and if anyone has questions, like, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm nobody special. I just honestly, like, don't know what I would do without this company. And I don't know what I would do without just the compensation plan and the people that have since joined me. And, I think the biggest thing is, when I started, I had a lot of arrows thrown at me, as we all do, right? We have so many naysayers. We have so many people defriend us. We have so many people unfollow us. We have so many people thinking we've gone bat crazy, right? And so my biggest thing is to let those people drive you. And I started to get offended. And then I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to let those people, I'm going to show them. And so if you can be one of those people that says, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to prove them wrong. I literally just started to get really excited. I'm like, oh no, it's happening. Oh no, just because you said it's not, guess what? It's going to. So when you can just get excited, and literally it takes a lot of self-development and a lot of personal development. And that's something from the beginning I had just poured myself into. And, you hear people say, fake it till you make it. I actually believe that. Like, some people like, oh, I hate that saying. I dig that saying. Fake it till you freaking make it. Because once you start to just develop this posture and you're like, I'm going to do it. And this feels weird to even say it. You're going to start knowing you're going to do it. You're going to start actually doing it. And so at the beginning of the call, when I shared Renee and how her story, she was like, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to exceed my corporate salary and da-da-da-da. Her posture, whether or not, she ended up doing it, clearly, but whether or not she was going to do it, her posture was that of, Amanda, this is going to happen. And so guys, from the beginning, before I was making anything, I knew that if Renee was going to do this and Renee did this, guess what? There's nothing stopping me from not doing it. So from the beginning, I would tell people, you know, I am so, and this is while I was working, and I've always talked business. I also talk product. I do both. And if you're at a place where maybe you're like, why am I not growing? I'm going to challenge you to start talking more business. Okay. Some people only do product and then they get all awkward, and like, talking business is not hard. It's just, you know, do you guys know the Emily Vavra video, The Art of Inviting? Does anybody know? I see a good head. Okay, that's like my favorite video. And literally, we are complimenting. And so we get to genuinely compliment people for a living all flipping day. How can you possibly complain about what we're doing and how this is not hard? And what I think is people overcomplicate this. This really, it is literally complimenting, it's being genuine, and it's a consistency game. And so you get to compliment people. And one of my biggest builders, I complimented her. She put on Facebook that she got affected by a merger. She was with a pharmaceutical company. And I just sent her The Art of Inviting. Yeah, Emily Vavra. It's also on isagenixbusiness.com, but yeah, if you YouTube it, you'll get the link. I've been in an uncomfortable chair all day today, sitting out. It's a long story, but my hiney is hurting, so I keep like shifting. So I know it's TMI, but that's how I am. So we get to compliment people. And so I would say to my friend Melissa, this is, again, she just got let go, got affected by a merger. And I loved this girl because she's great with people. She's a pharmacist. She's like, just like cool, you know, she's just easy to be around. And I just said, Melissa, I'm so sorry about your job. I can only imagine how that feels, like how scary. And I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to take advantage of you in this situation, but from the moment I met you, loved you. I think you're awesome with people. And I just think you're damn smart, right? Because of myself, I talk how I normally talk. I think you're damn smart. Listen, I just started to use these amazing products with Isagenix. Don't know if you know a thing about them, but what's really keeping me up at night is the fact that my friend is about to exceed her corporate salary, and I know I'm on my way to do the same. Would you have interest in learning more? So it's so important when you're connecting and you're inviting that you're also vision casting. And I think it's a big missing component. Sometimes people are like, hey, would you want to learn more? Like, you'd be great. See ya. Bye. And like, you have to be a little bit like, hey, Jill, you know, I know you hate your job as a teacher. Like, this is hard. You're trying to maneuver through virtual. Holy crap. I can't even imagine. You are amazing. I have to tell you, you're just so great with people. And you're just one of the kindest women I know. You would kill it at what I do. It reminds me so much of my friend Andrea that exceeded her teacher's income in less than a year, which is a true story. My friend Andrea, who I enrolled, exceeded her teacher's income in less than a year with two young kids at home. So you remind me of my friend Andrea that did X, Y, and Z. You remind me of X, Y, Z. Or maybe it's not your story. It doesn't need to be your story. You don't need to be a corporate salary and, you know, exceed your income to talk about it. Or you don't need to talk, right? You guys get me. So it's a component that I think people miss, is the storytelling, vision casting component. I think a lot of folks, you think you need to know it all. And then we let ourselves get so paralyzed, and like, you don't need to know it all. I don't know much. No, I'm kidding. But like, you know, like, you just need to know enough to be dangerous. You need to know enough to have a conversation, you know, and if they want to learn more, you can pull in Gina. You can pull in someone in your sidelines from a different team. Connect the dots. My favorite quote is facts tell, not sell. Facts tell, stories sell. So as long as you're weaving in stories, you're connecting the dots, that honestly is how I built my business. I don't know if Gina, if you have questions. I just have like random things that like, I have tried to do from the beginning, but do you have questions or anything that you'd want to say, or do you want me to keep kind of quickly
Yeah,
going
I
through
feel
some
like
things?
whatever your notes are was on your heart today, and that's what you're meant to share. So go for it. I could see everybody's really plugged in here. They're taking notes and stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
whatever you wrote down sounds
Okay,
great.
cool. Okay, cool. Um, that was like the biggest thing for me um, is vulnerability. Just not being afraid to share like where life was before Isogenics, and that's when I'm posting on social media, and I'm not I don't post every day Isogenics. I don't recommend doing that, but I do recommend, doing like two good posts a week at least, and one post that's going to really make people be like, okay, oh, I need to learn more already. I need to learn more. You know what I mean? Like you need to get something at least once a week in there. And that's like when I'm thinking about what I'm going to post, a lot of the times I'm thinking about what was life like before Isogenics? How can I revisit what life was like before? Because clearly I was attracted to my friend's story, right? And if I can remember that, it's what's going to draw me in. But also the biggest thing with that, even if you're still really new, I love questions. So keep them, even if I'm scared to talk about Isogenics too much online. That's such a great question. Even if you're still new, start doing a post a week. And it doesn't need to be annoying. And that's like the biggest thing is just share your authentic story. Maybe you've never posted about Isogenics. Get your buddy to help you. Kind of think about what you want to say. Think about, it's okay. You know what I always say? It's okay to say in a post, this is so out of my comfort zone. This is so unlike me, but if I can help one person, then I'm doing my job. If I don't do this, I feel like I'm doing people a disservice. Address the elephant in the room. So the biggest thing, like I could give two shits less what people think. Honestly, I'm at that point, and I wasn't at that point at the beginning. What you'll start to realize is you develop a thicker skin. I care so much about people. I love people with all of my heart. Like truly, I would do anything for people, but I also don't care what they think, and you can be both. You can be the same, you can still care about people, but not really care what they think. I do want people to like me though. So then there's that layer. That adds a whole confusing. I'm like, but I really want you to like me, but I won't care what you think, but I really want you to like. Okay. So that's weird, but that's just a really drive confusion home, right? Just be yourself. Be yourself. Address what makes you feel a little awkward. Like even if you're new, just go for it. Message me what you want to say and I'll like help you. I like helping people with things like that. So it's just being yourself. Okay, what am I talking about here? Okay, let's see. So this is network marketing, right? This is not just posting. Posting is just another arm of what we're doing. It's another extension of what we're doing. But here's the deal. It is an important variable. It's an important piece. Like we meet people. What do we do? Hey, are you on social? Are you on Instagram? Let's follow each other on Facebook. But if then you just sit idle and you're like, I don't want to post. I feel weird. You got to live out loud. Like be you and just live out loud. Because otherwise people are going to be like, she's kind of boring. I mean, she says she's going to do all this, but I don't even see much going on. Or I'm not attracted to this girl because like, it doesn't, when you post, it does not need to be just about Isogenics. In fact, don't make it just Isogenics, right? Like do your life, do your hobbies, make it you. So it's not spammy. Every post isn't Isogenics. Anyway, so all that to say is, network marketing. It does take networking. The lovely lady that talked about the people that she met in Vegas, she's networking. That's so great. We forget about that. You have to talk to people. Even with on your masks, people want to talk because it's so weird right now. People are so excited to be out because we've been quarantined forever. When you meet someone you like, freaking compliment them, with your mask on. Oh my gosh, you have so much you've had more personality with the mask than anybody I've met. You'd be so good at what I do. You'd be so good at what I do. What are they going to say? Well, what do you do? Well, answer it how you want. Maybe you work full time. My 9 to 5 is this, but what I'm really passionate about is the health and wellness company I partner with. It's going to be allowing me to leave my job. It's going to be retiring my husband. It's allowing me to pay off my mortgage. And when I meet people that are charismatic, I have to tell them that, wow, you're awesome. And if you ever want to learn more about how to be your own boss, I would love to connect. Are you on social? And then if you turn into a hermit and you go home and never post on Facebook, they're going to think you're boring, right? So network, compliment. That's all we're doing. At the end of the day, we get to be professional friend makers, So Mia just said I went paddleboarding with 20 people and made it a point to genuinely connect to every single person. I love it. Every time I read the chat, I'm on my phone. So you can't see my face. It's like I'm multitasking while I'm talking to you guys. I'm just scrolling on Instagram. I'm like, this is boring. I'm just kidding. So, a lot of people are like, my market is dry. Let me go ahead and say that's a big BS. If you tell me your market is dry, then you don't really, you're not really thinking outside the box. This is what we do, is thinking outside the box. Someone said they put a post up of former college athletes because you were a college athlete. That's brilliant. That is what we're doing. That is what you're doing. So I went through a divorce, right? I was a single mom. I'm now remarried and I have another child. But guess what? I have an ex-husband who's a little crazy. So I create, and it's hard co-parenting. It's hard. So I created a divorce support group with women that are divorced or remarried that may have some similar issues. So I can selfishly, it feels good to not feel like I'm on my own island, right? You guys, it's turned into a beautiful community. Yes, a lot of them have enrolled. We worked up to that though. I'm not going to pounce immediately. And I built it on a private Facebook group. How I got the name out about doing this is there's a local group of the city I'm in, and it's called a referral page. And it's basically like a Facebook page where you go when you want to find a bakery, or you know what I mean? It's a place. So find a hub, whether it's the Nextdoor app, whether it's a local Facebook group, and let people know, hey, I'm creating a walking group for people that want to go on walks together right now. I'm creating get creative. I recently created a boot camp. We all do boot camp now. I'm not the instructor. Thank God. I found a guy that does it for $10. But the point is, there are so many avenues. There are so many resources and so many ways to expand your network that I think we kind of forget about it. And it really does take just kind of sitting and being quiet, which is something that not a lot of us can be right now, especially parents. Let me have a sip of wine. But you know what I mean? It does take waking up a little earlier, right? It does take sacrificing watching TV at night. The first year or two, guys, I didn't have a life. But it was worth it. I had a little life, but I was also in a miserable marriage. So I chose to not really participate so anyway, you guys know I'm like TMI, but it's just how I operate. So the point is, think outside the box, have some time where you can write down. My biggest things is I started to write down my goals and where I wanted to be. And then I started to look at what actions can I take that I'm not taking today that can get me there, right? What actions can you take that you're not doing today? Is it consistency? Are you someone who posts and that's all you do? That's not going to get you really that far. That's not going to build residual income. That's going to build linear income more than likely. So it does take consistency. It takes complimenting. Whenever I feel like I'm stuck, so my husband and I have opened a gym franchise. My husband's bored in his job and he wanted something additional. So by the grace of God, Isogenics has given us the ability to now have another stream of income. It's been fun. It's been crazy. But where was I going with that, Gina? Where was I going with that? I can't remember.
We're talking about another stream of income that he started with the you were saying what actions can you take, because people sometimes are just posting and they're not
right.
really going.
Yeah. it's just, you know, it's really sitting down and writing down, what am I going to do that I'm not doing right now? You know? And, oh, thank you. Now I remember. Life is crazy for a lot of us, whether or not you're starting your own business or you are working a full-time job or you're trying to homeschool. So do you guys agree that there's days where we're like, what do I do with Isogenics? Like, what do I do in this hour? Because like, you feel like you could do so much that you almost don't know where to start. And I love, this is something that has been my life Bible, is following the whole 3x3x3. And I'm seeing some heads nodding. So that's where at a minimum, you know, it's doing those 3 connecting reach outs, you know, reaching out to people you've never spoken to about Isogenics. Maybe it's a compliment. Maybe it's someone that's liked your post in the past and you're thanking them and you're extending the opportunity for them to learn more. You know, maybe it's a chicken lister, someone you've been too chicken to reach out to. Like an example, on our team, we just had an MMA fighter who owns his own gym. He's on our team and he's excited about it. And my friend is so like excited, happy that she reached out to him. And here's what just happened. He did a post about our products and he's like loving it and he's excited. So I just saw someone post, oh, I'm so glad you love Isogenics. I was actually going to reach out to you about it. So guys, don't prejudge. People, this is what's going on right now. A side hustle is cool. And for the people who don't think it's cool, they're not cool. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm in the whole prove it mode. So they're going to think I'm all a wackadoo, but guess what? I'm going to do it cool. I'm going to do it like me. I'm going to not be, you know, I'm going to do it and I'm going to show them that this is a classy company and I'm going to do it the right way. And if they want to think that way and that's on them, I don't really care, but they can still like me if they want. No, I'm kidding. But, but you know, it's the groups, it's being creative, it's writing down the actions that you're going to take. You know, maybe this week it's like, you know, I'm going to have a running group. I want to start jogging, or I'm going to now take this whole next level with former collegiate athletes. And maybe I'll start a group and like, how can I be creative with that? And sometimes that's where I see people limit themselves. Is like, they don't take it a step further because then they're like, well, then what? What do I do? Then it's all on me. Well, no, I mean, the group will get to know each other. You have a Zoom kickoff. I'm another group I joined is women entrepreneurs, and it's for all walks of life. You could start that. Men entrepreneurs. You could start that. You know, that's it. It's building relationships. It's staying consistent. 3x3x3. So 3 connecting reach outs, complimenting people, 3 follow-ups a day minimum. And then 3 acts of love, like meaning like you just being kind to somebody and they're not expecting anything in return, because what we give out, we know will come back. And I totally believe that. I know you guys do too, because you guys are awesome. Casting a vision when you're connecting is so darn important. Keeping it simple. We are not here to overcomplicate. When someone wants to learn more, pull someone in that you think could connect with them. You know, you just give them a little. When you're inviting someone to learn more, you don't need to spiel off what the compensation plan is. I don't send them like an hour video. I give them a little, and then I want them to hear my passion, because that's all you need in this business. Is you just need to be passionate, even if you are tongue twisted and you don't know what you're saying. If you believe that you're going to be successful and you are so excited about Isogenics and these products and this compensation plan, they're going to want to join you. But if you are unsure, and if you're like kind of just meek about it and you're like, I mean, I don't know, no one's going to want to join you. So if you're challenged right now with that, right? Because you're normal and it's okay, because I've been there. I really challenge you to pour yourself into self-development. You know, podcasts. I like Brendan Burchard. I like him. I like Chris Harder. You know, just pour yourself into people that speak to you and really work on that. Let me look at the chat here, because I know I'm talking so much and I know it's already past time. So I might have missed this, but how long did it take to get to where you are from where you started? Oh, it's so sweet, Mia. Yes, all goes back to getting that belief, 10 out of 10. So I missed that. How long did it take to get to where you are from when you started? So let's see, within a year, I hit 3-star crystal executive. Um, so
And actually, Amanda, I do have a question about your start,
yeah.
because what was that UIA? So my very first UIA, it was in Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
and you were on the panel. You and Jessica were on the
Oh,
panel,
that's fun.
and you guys were awesome. And I was like, I followed you right then and there. From that point, you were really just your posture, your confidence. Jessica was also really awesome. But at that point, how long were you in the company? Because that was
Was I?
April, like,
I think I was pregnant with my son. Was I? Was
I
it?
think you might have been. Was it
Okay.
4 years ago?
I think I was maybe 3 years in the business. I think that was like, what year? We're in 20. How could I forget we're in 2020? I'm like, what year is this? The year of 20 effing 20. Yeah, I think it was 2017. So it was exactly 3 years in the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said 3-star executive in your first year. And so when
Uh-huh.
you joined, and what I wrote down, what I thought was so good, and I hope that you guys all got this too, was that what she heard from Renee was Renee's posture about what she was going to do. Renee didn't already do it, but Renee really believed that she was heading that way. She was so excited about the opportunity. She believed in the opportunity. She knew there were other people that had done it before her. So her belief was there, and she shared that. And you said you weren't even super close, right? You just kind of reached out through social media and you got on the phone and she
Well,
started sharing.
yeah, we weren't close friends, but you just know when you trust someone, and that's just what I had. The rapport that we had, I just trusted her. Yeah.
So she was very good at telling you what was possible from the very first. So you didn't even start on the products when she was telling you that. When you had that conversation, did you start on the
No.
products?
Oh, I literally was like, okay, are you making money? And it was because she started to it was all organic to me. And she was like, are you coachable? And I was like, yeah. I never heard that term before. And I was like, coachable.
Like, I don't know what it means, but sure.
I mean, yeah. And now it makes perfect sense. And I am very coachable. And, I get it now. And she really just kind of told me what to do a little bit. And um, it made such sense in my brain, like she started on the product, she had transformation, then she started helping people, and I was like, oh, but she works full time, so she must be making money. And that's like why immediately I was like, well, are you making money? Because that seemed exciting to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
what was that climb to hitting a 3-star executive your first year? Like, what caused that kind of momentum that quickly?
So, I mean, I had what I tell people is a burning bridge behind me. And if you don't have a burning bridge, then you need to create your own burning bridge. You need to really create your own massive burning bridge. What do I mean by that? What is your why, man? And if your why does not make you cry, if your why doesn't make you just get goosebumps, and that, you need to keep digging, because everyone's got that. Every single person has a why deep in their core that gives you goosebumps, right? So for me, I wanted to be home with my daughter. I wanted massive financial cushion. I knew it was going to be just me and her. I knew it was up to me, right? And so you start to dream bigger, and you start to realize, like, my life can be so much better, because I don't want someone telling me what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have a boss. Like, that has now been my why, is I will never have a boss. The whole idea of going back to corporate America, having someone tell me what to do, literally makes me have I literally would start dry heaving, foaming at the mouth. Like, it would be very, very awkward. You create a massive burning bridge behind you. And that's exactly what I did. And I just worked my tail off. It was, I just worked hard. And that meant I scheduled calls during naps, and I had my daughter was 5 months old at the time. So I was home with her. So I went out on maternity leave, and I didn't want to return to work, but I had to. I was still married at the time. I knew it was going south. I got to leave my job. So I had a few months until we officially got divorced to be home. But I had, moms here know that when you're home, you actually have more time to work Isagenix at work. That sounds really bad, but you do. So I was like, man, I should have stayed at my job, because now have a baby at home. But, you know, it's really being intentional. It's really being intentional. So I would set up calls with people. I was just pounding it. I really was, you know, and I brought Renee in, you guys, so many calls. I had Renee on so many calls, and when we still laugh at this because, you know, that's what I heard from Patty and Herb Cepeda, right? They're leaders in our team. And to me, they gave me the basic knowledge, which has not changed. The basic knowledge is you have to network. You have to network. You have got to compliment. You have to invite people. You have to compliment. You have to invite over and freaking over. That's what we're doing. And it's actually gets to be really fun because you get to really be genuine about it. And I'm detached from the outcome. And what I mean is people can sense that I'm not desperate, even in the beginning. You know, like, this is where I'm going. I would love for you to come with me. It may not be for you, but if it is, I think you'll really love me. You know, like, it's detaching. You know, like if someone's interested in the products and you're messing with them and you're on the phone, and they're like, I don't know, say, no, that's absolutely fine. I will tell you, people are so excited right now. Like, I love to create urgency. I'm all about, you know, creating an accountability group to get people to join you, you know, like follow up with people. Right now I've got 3 joining. They're so excited. And just like when I get on the phone with people and we're talking about the prices, right? Most people come in with a couple of people, and I'll tell you why. Most people don't pay. Usually what I say is most people don't pay full price. No way. Most people come in, they bring at least 2 with them, and I'll tell you why. That's going to massively offset your cost. So who do you know that would be able to do it with you? Who do you know that also needs more energy? Who do you know? So like, I like to create FOMO, right? So I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I hope that I've made some sense with you guys or to you guys. But you know, it's just having fun with it. I think it's a really big piece that a lot of us forget. Is it's actually pretty fun. Doesn't need to be torture, you know, like, you don't need to be good at it all. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know every detail of the comp plan. Like, we're so freaking lucky and blessed. You guys are on the most amazing team with Gina and all of your leaders. You get to plug and play. So you invite, oh, awesome. I think you'd be great. This, da, da, da. Do you know what? Join us and check out this call. I'd love to see, I'll follow up with you after, see what you think. Like, when I was building this business, we didn't really have as many calls at all like we have right now. At all. Like, nothing. So that's why I had Renee on every call. Finally, Renee was like, Amanda, you got this. You know, because then all of a sudden I got nervous. I thought I couldn't do it without Renee. And I'll tell you, the best thing that ever happened to me is when Renee said, Amanda, you can do this. And I literally just learned my own style from there. And it was the best thing that she could have done. You know, like, you guys all have inside of you, I know you do, just this amazing power and this amazing posture. And it's just not being afraid to be proud, not being afraid to be proud, and not being afraid to share where you're going. That's like the biggest message if I could give you guys anything, it's just not being afraid to be excited about where you know you're going. So I hope, Gina, this was helpful.
That. I'm going to reiterate a couple things you said because
Yes.
I was jotting down, but I love that. I love how when you talk to people and you say, well, I'm going to show you how to offset your cost. Did you guys like that verbiage, offset your cost? And like, we've been talking a lot about not making it weird to bring it up right from the beginning. Like, it's just like a novel idea. Like, this is what we do, you know, if it's on the table, if you want it, great. If not, no worries. So I like that verbiage, offset your cost. Also really important, what Amanda said was about detaching from the outcome. So I will just say, if you guys find you're feeling nervous about how to reply to somebody, or you're going to do like a call with somebody and you're nervous, you want to go through it, think about if you're attached too much to the outcome. Because I feel like that's what creates that anxiety. And really, it's true. All you have to do is share how passionate you are, hear what their pain points are, and just roll with it. And I think when people do start to like reach out and say, oh my gosh, what should I say to this? Or how do I say this? I often think it's just because you're second guessing because you're so attached to the outcome. So really think about that the next time. Like, really be detached, like Amanda said, and know that you're just sharing with passion. Your belief has to be so high that you believe in the products, that you believe you're doing this to help somebody, and that you believe you're going to be successful in this. And that's what your posture will be when you show up. So I thought that was really great, a great reminder about detaching from that outcome. And awesome. And actually, I have a new builder, Jessica Hobart, today called me, but she's like, I'm doing a 3-way call. She had a customer, he wasn't even an associate yet, who had a friend, and she led the 3-way call, and she wanted to just kind of go through it with me beforehand, but it was like she already knew everything. I think it was just the nerves, but she did amazing. And then the guy they talked to is enrolling with the premium pack. And it's just what you said, Amanda, like just once you do it once and it's like, okay, I got it over with, then it just becomes more comfortable. Because I remember too, in the beginning, just feeling like you had to know everything perfectly. And if you were asked a question you didn't know, you got nervous. And it's just lead with the passion. And if you don't know something, just like, I'm not 100% sure, I'm going to find that out for you. Don't let people rattle you. Don't defend or debate, right, Amanda? It's just like,
yeah.
you learn that along the way, of course, but I think that's a lot of times when people are new or just a year in, it's a lot of that. You're just running those enrollments, you're debating and defending, and that energy it's all about the energy, right? So we got to release that to open up for this energy of abundance. We can attract all of these people that are actually praying for a solution into our lives.
Totally. That's so right. And it's almost when you're messaging people and you may feel that those nerves, just take a deep breath. Sometimes I find like if I'm like someone's like pissing me off or something, I'm like sometimes just taking a deep breath, and you can be a little more natural. You don't have to be so attached, and it just really helps. And also just the audio feature. I love my phone may be dying soon, but it's starting to do that slow motion. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway. But the audio feature so people can actually hear your voice is also, in my opinion, gold.
We love that on our team. We do a lot of voice clips. And then just another thing I did write down that I loved what you said, and I know we have a lot, we always say this, you know how it is, Amanda, you teach something, but sometimes just hearing it over and over and from other people helps. But I love how just honest you are with people. Like the girl you reached out to, you're like, I'm so sorry you're going through this. And I am not trying to take advantage of a vulnerable situation, but I really think you'd be amazing at this opportunity. Would you be open to taking a look? It's for you, great. If not, no worries. Like you're doing them a favor. Remember, like you're sharing this, it's a favor to them. Think about what you're at right now. The person that shared with you totally helped you, brought you into an amazing community, brought you products that are life-changing, brought you an income opportunity. So we kind of have, it's all like in the mind sometimes that it gets messed up, where we're overthinking how we're going to say something. But it does take work, right, Amanda? Doesn't it take like anything, it just takes practice and work. So if you are stuck, it's probably because you're just not moving forward in practice and failing forward and, taking those leaps.
Exactly. And then what's so fun is as you start getting in your groove and taking those leaps, you're going to start helping a couple people, and then they're going to start helping people. And then you're going to be like, you're going to forget that feeling of insecurity, because you're going to start seeing the people on your team that have joined you. And you're going to start to see their product transformations. You're going to start to see their financial transformations. That's when you really start to build the armor, I think. But you're not going to get there if you're not consistent. And you're not going to get there if you keep hiding behind just your computer. Be bold. And it's okay if you're using the audio feature and you're saying to someone, hey, I'm kind of like a little nervous right now. I'll be honest. I don't know why. It's because I'm new at sharing. I believe so much in these. Let them hear what's going on. Like, it's okay to say, I'm new at this. I've never felt better. I love these products. But if you hear my voice shaking a little bit, it's because I'm really actually nervous. That is, to me, such a beautiful way to build a business, is just, again, to address the elephant in the room. Just be yourself. It's okay. People will love you more for that. So
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Amanda. Now I'm craving a glass of wine.
I know. I want more. That was all I had. So I'm like, man, that was just a small glass. But anyway, no, you guys are awesome. Thank you for having me. You guys are great. And feel free to message me, anybody.